Hey Home Inspire, it's great to be on the channel today. My name's Lizzie and we're here to take a look around this beautiful renovated and extended 3-story home. We're going to meet the owner and we're going to have a little chat to her to discuss the renovation and everything that she did inside. But first, come with me and let's take a look around. So Mellissa bought this property back in 2008. They did a full back to brick renovation. They extended up into the loft as well to get a 3rd bedroom. So there's now 3 really great sized double bedrooms. She also extended out into the back, creating a beautiful open plan kitchen area and also a studio in the back garden too. It's a really gorgeous, functional, design led home. And I think we should head into the living room first to check that out. The living room feels really lovely and cozy, but there's also a lot of natural light that's coming in here thanks to these Crittall style windows. Now that also lets a lot of light into the hallway as well, which is a really nice functional part of the renovation. They've also dug down about 1/2 meter in the living room, which means that they gained some extra ceiling height, which I think was a really great addition. They've also kept some of the traditional features that were within the property. They've restored the corner sink. There's a really lovely wood fireplace, and it just feels traditional in here, but still with a seamless modern finish. You also have new wooden flooring, which leads us into the kitchen. I really like this little nook as well that they've created here, perfect for a work from home station. Where I'm stood now used to be the utility room, and next door here was a very small kitchen. And what Mellissa decided to do was knock that through, but also extend out into the garden as well. And what she's created in here, I just think is a stunning open plan kitchen and dining area. This would definitely be somewhere that you would want to host your family and friends for sure. I also love the color elements that she decided to use in here. They're nice and timeless. They're not trend led, so I feel like they've really lasted well. And this marble grain going through the island as well, that's quite a dramatic grain, and I just think it works perfectly. If we move into the rear part of the extension now, as you can see, there is so much natural light coming in, and that's thanks to 4 roof lights that we have, and also some really large sliding doors that take you seamlessly out into the garden. But my favorite design part of this room has to actually be the tiles that are on the floor. These are from Mandarin stone, and they also extend out into the garden too. So it creates a really lovely indoor and outdoor flow. The design of the garden is absolutely gorgeous, and it's actually south facing too. So on a day like today, you get the sun all day. Now this is actually listed on Airbnb, so you can rent this house, but it's also a creator house. They've had some really cool shoots here from like chefs, even the BBC has been here. There's been some really cool people in this property, and to be honest, I can totally see why. There's also a studio at the end of the garden, which you can use for a variety of different uses. Mellissa currently uses that as a gym, but the space is easily reconfigured if you wanted to create maybe a nice home office. And if we move further into the garden, what I love about this shot here is you get to see the full renovation and the extension in all of its glory. It was finished in 2021. I love the color and the choice of the brickwork that they've used. It really complements the dormer loft extensions really nicely, which have been finished in a black slate. And I just think standing and taking a look back and looking at all of the hard work that Melissa's done, it's such a nice shot and angle of the house. And I think that just about wraps up the downstairs now. So if you want to follow me, let's have a little look around some of the bedrooms. Now, just before we head upstairs, I wanted to mention the great use of a pocket door here in this space. It's a little bit tight, and if you're doing a renovation yourself and you feel like you've got a space that's a little bit too small for a door to come either in or out, pocket doors are a really handy way for you to save space. There's also good use of storage here under the stairs. The washer dryer is tucked away. There's lovely exposed brickwork, adding a really nice textural element into the hall. And there is also a downstairs loo, which is very fun, and it's given me psychedelic vibes. Let's head upstairs now to see some of the bedrooms. So we're on the first level now, and we are in the family bathroom. Melissa's used a really nice choice of Burton May tiles on the wall, and they've got a really good texture to them, so the light bounces off them really well. It also complements the gold use of fixtures that we've got in this room too. All right, so bedroom 1. Another clever use of a pocket door here. And we've also got another very clever design feature. Melissa actually told me that it was her builder's idea to include a Murphy bed, which means that you can drop it down if you've got guests staying, or you can put it away and it looks like built-in wardrobes so that you can make use of the space in the room. It's a really clever design feature, and I love it when I see these in renovations. Coming into bedroom 2, this is another great size. There's a super king bed here, and there's also some really nice bespoke joinery in this room. You've got floor to ceiling wardrobes, so plenty of space. There's also a projector in this room above the bed, which I think is a really cool idea, so you can get all cozy of an evening and watch a film from the screen. That kind of wraps up the first floor. Let's head up now one more level to see the loft extension. So we're on the 3rd level now, and this is the loft extension. We've got an ensuite, and we've also got a nice roof light above us, which is letting a lot of natural light come into this space. Now, all the tiling is Burton May again, which ties in nicely with the downstairs bathroom. But I also really love the marble tiling and grain that's in this bathroom, because it actually complements the kitchen island really well. I always feel like the design has really been considered when you see different elements of each room kind of combine together and come together to make one cohesive design. It's a really nice touch. We've got the last room now to head into, and the 3rd bedroom. So here we are now in the 3rd bedroom. This is in the loft, but the first thing you notice actually in this room is how much ceiling height there still is. A lot of loft conversions can sometimes feel a little bit cramped, but this has been designed brilliantly. There's still so much space. And while we're in this bedroom, I actually thought I'd tell you a little story about this room. Durex have recently finished an advert in here. They filmed, as I told you previously, this is a content house and it is regularly booked out for adverts and social media work. So let me know in the comments if you've seen that. There's also some really good use of windows in the front of the property. You've got 2 Velux adding a lot of natural light in here, and this showstopper right here. It opens out and you have a Juliet balcony. This is gorgeous and such an unusual thing to see in a loft conversion. This would be my spot for a morning coffee, perhaps reading a little book in the sunshine, or even to do a little bit of morning yoga. So I think that just about wraps up the tour of today's house. Now let's head back downstairs. We're going to have a little chat to Melissa and get an insight into this renovation from her. And now we're here with Melissa, the homeowner and also the designer of this project. Melissa, thanks for having us today.
Pleasure.
We want to talk to you firstly about what the house was like before we started.
So we're standing right here in the old kitchen, where it ended about here, and all the skylights are new, so as you can imagine it was a lot darker than it is now. And going through into the lounge area where we've built down into the floor, it gives you so much more height, which is such a nice kind of open feel to it.
Yeah, so did it feel very cramped when you first walked in here?
Yeah, it felt cramped and darker, and now it's just a completely different vibe.
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous what you've done with the space.
Thank you.
What was the most challenging part of the build for you?
So we started the renovation during COVID, and obviously, that pushed the whole timeline back a little bit, but we had a fantastic building company who was just wonderful in getting it all together, and just no problems at all. You know, I'd heard so many issues with builders, and that's what I was really concerned about.
Yeah.
But yeah, we had a fantastic team.
That's a really good tip for people that are watching too, isn't it? To do so much research into the build team that you decide to go with.
Yeah.
So when you were here and you saw all of that potential, did you also think about how the extension was going to kind of affect the development?
Yes, because the garden was such a nice big size, we thought that we could extend out without compromising too much on the size of the garden.
Yeah.
And even put in that lovely studio at the end, which can be used for yoga, for working out, or, you know, if somebody else wanted to have another little home office in the garden.
And what's been your favourite part then of having the house as beautiful as it is? What's your favourite element?
The kitchen.
Yeah.
I love the kitchen. So my background was gut health. So I'd always be creating recipes in the kitchen. And I just think the colours, the lighting, the open feel to it, it's my vibe.
So what would be a top tip for you then for anybody who's considering their own home renovation?
I would say having the right building team working with you and doing your research on that.
Yep.
I was very lucky in the fact that my father is in architecture, so he knew what to look for, he knew how to help me guide and choose the right person.
Okay.
So yeah, the right team is paramount.
Yeah, definitely. And I think even word of mouth, like if you have a friend who has already used a team and they come recommended, that says a lot too, doesn't it?
Definitely.
Well, thank you so much for showing us around, Mellissa. We've loved it. And for anybody who's interested in booking this house, it's available on Airbnb and other booking platforms, and it'll be linked in the caption below. Make sure that you do like and subscribe as well to Home Inspire UK if you enjoyed today's video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.